Hey guys, Bormac here for another Stalker. Clear Sky, which is the second Stalker. I'm making hand gestures and you can't see them, but I promise that I am. Anyway, this is widely regarded as the worst Stalker. They tried a bunch of stuff and, well, some of it worked out pretty cool. Like the artifact hunting, that's awesome. Other things, like the faction system, didn't really pan out so good. Partly because, well, it's, you know, you're here to play a shooter and not help a bunch of NPCs. Granted, it's pretty cool, I think. I didn't have a problem with it, but a lot of people seem to. But they did improve on the graphics engine a lot. You'll see that. But I'm not exactly sure how the frame rate's gonna be while I'm recording. So this might, you know, might take me a few times to get the settings down right. I'm gonna try to leave it as pretty as possible without actually getting like 3 frames per second. We'll just see how that goes though. Either way, I'm playing on master difficulty. Again. It means I'm gonna get frustrated a lot when they're headshotting me. That's just how it goes. I'm gonna stop it right here, and I will get back to you once the game loads up. Intro.
In actual fact, we have nothing to worry about. According to our research, the next emission will not occur for at least 2 months, 4 days, and 7 hours. Its intensity will be 3 on the Bergman scale, which is 2.13.
Intro Part 2.
Without going into detail, I must say I have never seen anything like this before. The encephalogram suggests serious damage to the nervous system. The other indicators couldn't be better. It's astounding.
Perhaps it has something to do with the emission.
Most certainly. Although so far I've been utterly unable to formulate a rational explanation for this abnormality.
It always does this. Big storm. Look, he's waking up. Bright and sunny outside. Ugh. Apparently it took us a few hours to wake up.
You're awake. That's good. Welcome back to the world of the living, Stalker. How are you feeling?
Head spinning and splitting, and I'm awesome.
Do you remember what happened to you?
I was leading an expedition through the swamps with some scientists, then in a mission, and here I am. Is this heaven? Why does it look so much like the Zone?
In the joking mood, eh? That bodes well for your recovery. I'm Lebedev, the group leader, and I'm responsible for everyone here. That includes you, for as long as you're here. We call ourselves Clear Sky, and you are in our base right now. We picked you up in the swamps after the emission.
I guess I got lucky then.
Lucky? I doubt it. The facts are these. You survived the emission. That's the first thing I still can't explain. The second thing is that our patrol found you in the swamps, which are essentially endless quicksand. And thirdly, you nearly got torn into shreds by a pack of pseudo-dogs. But our boys got you out just in time. Such a chain of events tells me it's more than just luck. Anyway, I need to finish what I'm doing. So let's continue this conversation later.
Okay. Oh, I want to show you this while I'm thinking of it. We'll see how the frame rate is when I stick my head out that window there. Because if it's gonna die right there. But I want to show you this. Can you read that? It's an error code. It's like a blue screen of death for clear sky. Yeah, I might be seeing this. I think it's really hilarious that they put in a blue screen for a clear sky. Looks like a paint advertisement. Boots. Water bottle. Box. You see what I mean about the graphics? Everything seems... There's a clock that hasn't moved in 300 years. Looks like a medic thing. Bandages. It's hard to tell. Honestly, there's a skull.
Я так понимаю, раз начальство там чего-то исследует, то должна быть какая-то конкретная цель.
Man, people are just rushing it up. Supposed to talk to the barman. Oh hey, it's Professor Beanpole. It's Beanpolev.
I'm glad to see you, young man. You look considerably better.
It's clear sky study the zone.
People are mistaken in their belief that they understand the essence of what the zone truly is. Some consider it to be a universal evil, others a wonder sent down to humanity, and others still consider it no more than a source of riches. They are all wrong. The zone is impossible to understand when viewed through the prism of human perception. Moreover, it is far too early for humans to even try. Ergo, the actions of both the government and stalkers with respect to the zone are misguided, and I fear that the potential consequences may be, or indeed are, completely unpredictable. Naturally, this represents a terrible danger.
Oh. What is the zone?
Young man, if only I had the answer to that question. We are studying the zone meticulously in hopes of finding it. The zone appeared as a result of the actions, let's call them misguided human actions, and we are unable to return to the status quo. The zone cannot be destroyed, nor will it disappear of its own accord. We, Clear Sky, believe that there is only one way to reconcile man with the zone: coexistence.
Zone having the shakes. Why is the zone having the shakes?
How can I best explain? Let's put it like this. Any complicated system in nature, and that includes the zone, automatically seeks equilibrium in the absence of destabilizing external factors. That was the case here in recent years. The zone was stable and there were no significant deviations from the norm. And now we've seen a gigantic emission that has changed the face of the zone. The system became unstable, distorted, a glitch of sorts. The zone is spewing out emission after emission and pumping itself full of energy with each one, so much so that the readings on my sensors oscillate with unbelievable speed. And unless we find a way of reversing this trend, the result will be a disaster of far greater proportions than the 1986 catastrophe. The most important lesson in all this is that this glitch is not a product of natural causes. This is human handiwork.
Certainly wouldn't be my handiwork, no sirree, Bob. I didn't have anything to do with the Shrine of Monolith.
That's what we are attempting to find out. Perhaps knowing who disrupted the zone's equilibrium will give us a chance to prevent a disaster.
Oh hey, it isn't our fault. See, we're Scar now, not Strolek or the Marked One. And apparently we're a mercenary and not a loner.
Since man caused this mess in the first place, man may well be the only one able to set it right. In any event, I very much hope that is the case.
What is this rescue plan?
I fear that I suggest you address it to Lebedev.
Okay, Beanpole.
If you need me, you'll know where to find me.
Looking at your sensor boxes. Gotcha. That was enlightening. Oh, this is where the map is pointing me. Another paint advertisement.
I see you. Just a minute.
Has it been a minute yet?
Hello, Merc. You became quite a legend while you were out of it. Even you wouldn't believe some of the rumors I've heard. Anyways, here's a drink on the house for a lucky son of a gun. It should help you relax and tell me about your adventures, because I'm just dying of curiosity.
I was leading a group of scientists through the swamps. When an emission hit, I remember nothing after that. I regained consciousness here. So now you tell me what happened.
Well then, you drink and I'll tell you about this place. It used to be pretty quiet here. We had the paths worked out, the right places explored, and the approach covered. Of course, the swamps ain't exactly spring break material, but it wasn't too bad either. Yeah, it wasn't too bad until the last emission. The biggest we've ever seen. These days our boys pray both to God and the devil before going out of the base. Because getting back alive is a miracle in its own right. But we're managing to hold it together. Because our guys ain't here for loot. They're fighting for a cause.
When did you wind up here?
I was collecting bottles one after another and they led me here. I'm kidding, man. Truth is, there was no place for me in that other world. Didn't want me. In the end, I came here. First to the zone, and then to Clear Sky. The guys here are alright, and I'm needed here. They come back here after a mission, I pour them a drink, tell a few dirty jokes, and my job is done. Simple, but effective. By the way, they call me Cold around here.
I can tell. Cold. Any clue as to where we are?
In our base. As you can see, it's a small, sinking farmstead in the middle of romantic, endless swamps. I couldn't tell you where it is exactly, but it's the last place in the zone where you can meet real people. Guys who won't screw you, stab you in the back, or let you bleed to death to save a med kit.
Stranger to this zone, but I've never heard about Clear Sky. How do things work?
You know why you've never heard of it? Because too many people want to know about it, and the fewer that do, the better. Lebedev is our leader. The man is a rock if ever I've seen one. He's the glue that holds our whole group together. Then there's Beanpole, Professor Beanpole. He's like a walking encyclopedia and a calculator in one. Knows more about the zone than... well, anyway. Our technician's called Gray. He can make you a rifle out of an empty can with ammo to boot. He could use some spares, but apart from that. And finally we have Suslov. He's a trader, but he ain't like the others of his trade. He won't try to rip you off or screw you.
Cole,
He knows what
leave the
Stalker's
Merc
going
alone
to
with your
get their
dirty
loot,
jokes.
and he
I need to
respects
see
that.
him.
Well, brother, if Lebedev says he needs to see you, that ain't up for a discussion.
Okay. Just as a note, technician guy's right up there. We don't have anything for him yet, so we gotta go talk to the leader guy. Fuse box on the inside next to the door. Hey, it's a Suedo dog. And it's a Suedo giant. That's his stuff. Helmet. Oh, he's got a Psy helmet. That jerk. I want a Psy helmet.
Got some fresh air? You look better, that's for sure. Let me fill you in on this situation. You're in the Clear Sky base. Don't try to remember who we are. You've never heard of us, and there's a very good reason for that. Our mission is to research the zone. We believe that the zone must be studied and understood so that humanity knows what it is facing here. Understanding is the key to coexisting with the zone. Because if you think about it, The zone is the most wondrous phenomenon humanity has been confronted with in its entire history.
Where are you hiding?
As I said, we are researchers. We are trying to figure out the nature of the zone, determine the reasons which caused it to appear, and formulate the rules that govern its existence. We are not consumed by a quest for money. We don't seek fields of artifacts, and we're not interested in turf wars with other factions. That is why we're hiding here in the swamps and concentrating on our research. Our forte is not combat, but knowledge. Knowledge of the zone, accumulated over years of research. We know more about it than Stalkers and the government combined. And our research was finally shaping up into a sound, coherent picture until the massive emission a few days ago.
What was so peculiar about it? We've had emissions before.
No, that emission was incredibly powerful. It was on a level of its own. It was like a hurricane that swept the whole zone, changing it. Everything is different. The well-known and relatively safe areas have become highly radioactive and full of anomalies. But now, you can access parts of the zone that have been unreachable for years. Even the most hardened stalkers don't know what awaits them on their favorite path. The other thing that changed is people, and that became evident right away. The emission destroyed the fragile balance between factions, and they're now warring for territory. In other words, many strange things have happened, and I don't yet fully understand the scale of these changes. It's only been a few days since the emission. If you ask me, the strangest thing of all is that you managed to survive it.
If I know how I survive, I'll tell you in a second, but I don't remember anything, so tough luck.
I see. How can I help you?
Better leave. I'm pretty beat up, but I can still walk and hold a gun. How do I get out of here?
Getting out of here isn't easy, not by a long shot. The swamps are a real maze of reeds and radioactive quicksand, swarming with and I don't know which is worse. Only a guide can lead you safely out of here. We only have a handful of them. Guys I would trust with my life without a second thought. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Because if I let you go, our presence here might not stay a secret for long.
What are you trying to say?
We are having a very tough time here recently. The emission reduced the number of anomalies in the swamps, which made the area easily accessible for bandits and other vermin. There are so many of them, they'll be setting up camp in our base soon if we don't do something about it. The problem is that we're not really the fighting type, so we've been steadily losing ground. But you, one look at you, tells me you're a pro in that sort of thing.
This is the second outpost.
Your
We're under attack. I
experience
repeat,
can save
we're
the
under
lives
attack.
of
Help!
many of my... That's enough chit-chat. There's been another attack on our outpost. Help us fight it off. If it makes any difference, some of the boys who saved you are there right now. You still remember how to survive in the zone?
Your options are yes and yes.
Great. Get over to the trader and he'll fit you out with some basic equipment. After that, head straight to the outpost. Once you're outside the base, listen to my advice.
Okay. Is that a
Trader,
walkie-talkie?
a fighter is on his way.
And let me see if I can get there in time. Oh, did you see him?
Hello there.
You had a walkie-talkie too.
At last. Here, take this basic equipment kit. It's designed specifically for patrol missions.
Is it always so stressful here?
I've been ordered to issue you some equipment. There's no time for questions.
Okay.
We can talk later. You're needed.
Okay. We have a jack squad for money. We have a gun with one clip. One clip. But we have plenty of shotgun rounds. So that's what we're going to be using.
You have my full attention.
I don't want your full attention. Let's save. Save. And with 30
You
seconds...
have some business for me or what?
I do, but just give me a second, man. Okay, so I will be back in a minute.
Speak up, will ya?
Ah, fine. Wait, no, that's area transitioning. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit, alright? I don't want him yelling at me. Talk to you in a bit.